to a brand new episode of Geektopia. My name is Adam Carruthers, and within Geektopia, we've got all these little segments. This is called Geek Squad, so it's not just me. I'm joined by some friends. We got LeVar Burton, we got the Chief Jantan, aka TL, we got Prateep Naidu, we got Carvin J hiding his beautiful locks underneath his hat. We got the return of Aaron, and also Papi Zach. Yeah, disappointed. Talking to Papi Zach yesterday, he actually wanted to shave his eyebrows. Why? Because there is a scene in our movie of the week where we see Keanu Reeves without any hair whatsoever. We are talking about a classic from 22 years ago, The Matrix, at the turn of the millennium, 1999. This film, very few films will have such a huge cultural impact as The Matrix did when it came out. And I mean massive, which I'll get on to shortly. Firstly, we need to find out what Levy thought about it, because Levy and Prateep, both of you had never seen this film before. So over 20 years ago. So basically, there's two generations of fans of film who have never seen The Matrix. Some, not all, obviously. So Levy, firstly, since you hate everything in life, what did you make of it?
I don't hate everything in life.
If you say so. Matrix, I'm dying to know.
I think it was okay. It's not bad. I didn't hate it, nor did I like it so much. I mean, like in the middle. So maybe I have to watch like the second and the third one probably to go.
This is the best one. So you don't like this one? You
I
don't
don't
like the other
know.
ones.
Yeah.
I just thought like the starting of the movie was great with the Trinity, the girl with the fighting and whatnot. Okay, then suddenly they were like talking a lot, talking.
You would definitely
and then
not
later,
like to then.
and then later they were fighting. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But like some parts, I'm like, how did he not get shot? Like, when they were fighting the guards, the slow-mo and stuff. And then when they went to rescue Morpheus, like with the gun, shooting the guards, like how did that guy not get shot also? So I'm like, okay. But overall, I guess it was an okay film for me. Yeah.
All right. Interesting. I mean, Prateep, what about yourself, my friend?
I loved every part of the movie.
Opposite.
Like, I like, it's been over 20 years now, so I kind of knew it was all like simulation and stuff, but like how they presented it for back then, how the CGI looks and all, I felt they did a really good job. I really like the story, but I didn't watch the second and third one yet because we were only going to review the first one. But seeing the reviews, I don't know if I want to watch the second one or not, the second and third ones.
Well, I think you should, because you're probably going to watch the fourth one, right?
Yeah.
So you might need some context to understand. But I just have to explain to those that weren't around in 1999 or too young to remember anything in 99, how big a deal The Matrix was. Firstly, the action had never been seen in Hollywood before. So they got this really famous action choreographer from China to come in and do the movie. He trained all the actors. Yes, exactly. On top of that, when I say cultural phenomenon, it's not just that it was the movie and you're watching it on the big screen. People are watching it multiple times because of the philosophy in it. The action was never seen in the Western world, really. The whole slow-mo thing. I mean,
The 180 degrees camera.
right. It was such a big deal that within 2-3 years, it had already been parodied about 20 times in other movies. That's just amazing. And then when you're walking on the street, because I was in England and Malaysia at the time, so I was back here on school holidays. People in Malaysia were dressing up like they were in The Matrix. They would wear like the leather jackets and stuff. In Malaysia, in our tropical weather. And then I go to England, it's more fitting because it's actually cold there. Walking down the streets, you see people in long trench coats, people in the Matrix sunglasses. The phone which Neo uses, the way it pops open.
Nokia banana phone.
It was the hottest phone to have. It's like the iPhone 13 Pro Max of its time. The soundtrack was huge. Everywhere you look, The Matrix was an influence from the fashion.
Suddenly
music.
everybody loved Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, the end song when you see Neo flying off, that was Rage Against the Machine. But yeah, that's it. That's how big the cultural impact of the film was. I'm just scratching the surface, really. To have lived in 1999 as a 14-year-old, it was really, really impactful. So the next youngest would be Aaron. I think you've already seen The Matrix.
Oh, I was 6 during that time when it was released, and my dad got the entire trilogy of it, and I loved it since for the first time. I think one of my favorite key moments of the entire movie was when Morpheus actually explained to Neo in the white room. Human are like one piece of battery. That moment, like it hit him, and then he says like, so this is not reality. This is like a dream. You're in a dream world. So it's like a fantasy world. So I put it as the, you have the Harry Potter world and whatsoever. So this is like the Matrix world. For me, during that time, it was really impressive. Maybe when I was a kid, I was like super cool trying to do the slow-mo, the going back. I've been trained my flexibility back then. Everyone was trying to do it, and we used to have like this church even where costumes and cosplay and stuff like that. For I'll dress up as Neo because it's simple and it's easy.
And it's
Slick
quite
back hair.
quite fitting as well, because Neo's supposed to be a metaphor for Jesus.
Yeah.
The one stuff.
The chosen one.
Like a Messiah, dead and risen again.
Yeah.
Sacrifices himself, blah, 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 blah.
So the next one is resurrection. So I don't know how it's going to play out at the present moment. I'm definitely going to be in the cinemas to watch it.
Yeah.
Definitely. For me.
For sure
For me.
Let's see, who's the next oldest? Kevin is slightly younger than Chief Jantan. Older. You're older, right, Kevin?
I don't know.
What year are you born?
80.
80.
81.
Okay, so let's go to the Chief Jantan, Mr. 81, 40 this year. You would remember this movie a bit better. You would have been on the cusp of adulthood. You would have been, what, 18?
18.
When this came out?
Yeah. 19, 18, like that. Yeah. The amazing thing about this thing is that, like, I've just been watching it, like, actually it's playing in the background right now. It looks like it could have come out today. They were so far ahead of their time in terms of CG, in terms of camera work. Yeah, it's just amazing story, amazing production all around.
It looks like you're being very philosophical there, Calvin, just sitting there thinking.
It's a very philosophical film. And to be fair, this movie, at least The Matrix 1, I feel had one of the best expositions in any movie. The way movies are made was changed completely. Like when you said that it defined a generation of movie making with the camera work and stuff like that, and TL was like with the way production was done, also the way the story was told, it's also one of the best. The exposition in it, everything that that you learn about the Matrix will come into play later. Like every single part, like you learn that I will show you the door, but you have to open it.
Yeah.
If you talk about generational movies, is always Matrix is always going to be one of the top, right?
Yes.
But now they're gonna screw it all up by just making a reboot or remake or whatever. It's just I just feel like modern day, with the modern day technology that we have, if we can come up with new ideas that revolutionize this generation rather than just taking advantage of what revolutionized a previous generation, you could do so much more. But
interesting to see where filmmakers take it next. And finally we come to Zach. What did you make of the movie?
Definitely. There was nothing that you guys didn't mention that wasn't true about the movie. It was revolutionary. I think the thing that really bothered me the most about the outcome of Matrix is when people said, "Oh man, it's so revolutionary. Oh, the camera work is like, no, this is how kung fu should be, man. This is ultimate Hollywood kung fu." I said, bro. Watch all the Jet Li movies. Watch all the Donnie Yen movies and all these wuxia movies. These guys have done it even before the Matrix. Now the degree of like kung fu fighting is like, it has to be up to that Matrix level.
Yeah.
Right.
No, exactly. That's why I was keen to stress early on that Hollywood had never seen anything like it, but they got one of the best choreographers.
Yeah, and I thought it was very cool of Yuan Wuping to say no to Hollywood. It's like, no, I'll do this movie if I can use my own stunt people, if I can direct my own stunts, and there's no other chefs in the kitchen, right? And then the Wachowskis were like, okay, and then so I thought, oh, that's pretty baller.
It's true. We haven't heard from Levy in a while. I'm just going to try and encourage you to watch parts 2 and 3 to get through it, because we are going to watch part 4 in December whenever it comes out. So don't want you to be like us when we watch Rurouni Kenshin.
There's,
Okay?
there's some action. There's some action there as well.
Also, Levi, if you're watching part 2 and part 3, watch it slowly. Okay?
Yes, slowly.
Slowly.
Not as slowly as
Maybe.
Jack, but slowly, because there's a lot of exposition in that one. Part 2 and
I'll
part
go.
3, especially part 2, is a lot of exposition. They're going to explain to you everything, like the whole loop of the Matrix and everything, right? Why the Matrix created, why this, why that. So there's a lot of explanation. So, but there is some action, but the explanation, just watch slowly. Okay, don't rush through it, because if you rush through it, immediately you get confused. Like, look at Zach. Zach
Yeah,
confused.
If you don't understand, just text all of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Simple
have
enough.
to watch the number 2 and number 3 to get
Not
number
really.
4.
You know.
You
Well,
don't
Not
have
really,
to, but you
but
should.
it's like Rurouni Kenshin when they
Wait.
said don't watch, and then
Yeah.
when we watch it, we're like, what is going on? So
Yeah.
like that lah.
It's impossible for us to say because we haven't seen the new one. But I'm going to go with the I'm 90% certain you would have had to watch part
Yeah.
2 and part 3 in order to understand part 4.
I mean,
because
there is characters like the architect, there is characters like the keymaker, which I'm very sure will have to make an appearance in the reboot as well.
Yeah.
Oracle, you already know, which is this thing, but then you also find out more about the Oracle and why she is in the Matrix.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, and why she knows what she knows. But that's why I said there's a lot of explanation.
Even-
right, so watch it slowly.
even more crucially, what happens to Neo in parts 2 and 3 and Trinity and everybody else? Because if you saw the trailer, they confirmed that Yahya Abdul-Mateen is from Watchmen, really good actor.
yeah.
He's Candyman. He's playing Morpheus, but he looks
Yeah.
young. And
Oh.
if you look at the trailer, he said he's playing Morpheus. Now, this might be a red herring and he's not, whatever. Okay. But
he
Neo
looks
and
like
Trinity
Morpheus.
he looks like Morpheus, but Neo and Trinity look like they would if they had aged 20 plus years. So I don't know. There's lots of
I thought-
theories about what it's
I'm
about.
very cautious about.
I forgot how hot Trinity looked, by the way.
That was her first movie as well.
That was like
Yeah,
a
no.
breakout role.
Yeah, she busted her
Now-
leg, but she
now-
didn't tell anybody because she was
Now
afraid she would lose the role.
Like, like the MILF lah.
Hmm.
Wow.
This film was the film that took Keanu Reeves to next level superstardom because
Yep.
before this, he'd done big movies, Dracula, Bill and Ted and stuff,
Bill
but
and Ted.
this took him to the next level.
Next level.
Did he do a martial arts movie before this?
Before that?
Yeah.
No, he directed what man from?
Yeah, but that was after.
Yeah.
After. Before that, the first action movie he did was Speed.
Oh yeah.
Then
I
he
think
did,
that's
like-
the movie that pushed him to be a what
Action star, but the one that made him like a superstar was The Matrix.
Matrix.
That's right.
The kickoff.
I mean, he'd done
that
like
was Will Smith. Mm.
yeah, he actually said he turned down the role.
To play?
Wild Wild West,
Yeah.
Jim West, Desperado.
Because we all know Wild Wild West is so much better, right?
It's
Yeah.
so much better. Had Salma Hayek in
Hey, but the song was good though.
bom, bom, bom.
Wiki Wild Wild
Bro,
West.
can you imagine if Will Smith did the Matrix and made a song for it?
Oh hell no.
Oh no.
Oh hell no, hell no, hell no.
Yo,
Would've worked.
uh,
Would've-
Neo.
Yo, it's the Matrix.
I'm the one. The only one.
Getting
Why
jiggy
does
with
it
it.
sound like what?
DJ Khalid.
Yeah, DJ.
I'm the only one.
Getting jiggy with Trinity. Oh yeah.
I'm
Welcome to the Matrix. And we know that. Yeah, never mind. Here come Agents in Black. He's just reworking all his songs to fit just within the Matrix. That's what Will Smith did. Anyway, time for some ratings. So let's go in order. Levy,
I'll give it a 7 or so.
7. Okay,
Not
that's
bad, huh? Seven, not bad.
That's
Not bad,
actually
not bad, not
surprising.
bad.
Prateep Naidu.
I'll give it an 8.5.
Also, who was next? I think it was Chief Jantan. Oh, sorry, Aaron.
Around.
I would give it 9.5.
Fair enough. What about yourself, Chief Jantan?
9.5 for me.
Ooh, yeah. Kevin.
I'll give it a 9 just for the fact that how iconic this film is. It's just the whole revolutionary
Mhm.
thing. It's a 9 lah. It's a 9. Like this is the highest I've ever given 9. I don't think I've given a 10.
Shawshank? Shawshank.
Shawshank, I give 10. Yeah, correct.
Okay.
You're right.
Puppies, Zach, who's vomiting slowly.
What Matrix did with Hollywood films is what Rurouni Kenshin did with Asian films. So it's up there, you know. It's a 9, bro. It's a 9.
9 for you. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 9 as well. It's
Solid 9.
it's one of those films which you'll remember watching. Remember how excited you were for the sequels. Good lord, just trying to get tickets for the following 2. The cliffhanger at the end of part 2 as well. Amazing. All right, we want to thank everybody for taking part here. Levy, one day we'll find a film that you give 10 out of 10, and it'll be something really random like Rubber or Grindhouse or something. Carvin J, thank you, awesome as always. Prateep Naidu, Mr. Chief Jantan himself, and of course Aaron and Puppy Zach. We'll be back same time, same place next week. And don't forget, if you have any recommendations, you want to take part in the conversation, leave a comment down below. Get in touch with us if you're a bit shy instead by an Instagram DM or something, and we'll get back to you. My name's Adam. Till next time. Bye.